Well, here we are in Dunedin at Larnach Castle, New Zealand's only castle, with Otago Volts captain Craig Cumming. And Craig, we want to have a chat to you about a couple of things today. First of all, what have you most enjoyed about being in Otago Volts this year?
Obviously, Andy, I suppose highlights getting the opportunity to go and play in India for this 2020 Champions League. It's a new experience for all our players, so that's the definite highlight. But also, we're beaten finalists, but to nearly defend our title in the one-day competition was a good result. Obviously, wanted to go all the way, but certainly the highlight is getting the opportunity to go to India and take on the best players in the world.
Mate, it seems like only yesterday the boys assembled for the Champions League, but it's been a month of solid preparation. Can you tell us how that's gone?
Yeah, it's gone very well. It's been, we've had a few challenges in Dunedin. Obviously, we've come out of a winter, and weather was always going to be a big thing for us. But we've been very lucky this spring to get beautiful days. It hasn't been really warm, but it's been dry. We've been able to get outside and train, which has been a big thing for us. So the guys have trained hard. We've been full time. Guys have worked really hard on their fitness and their skills. So we're at the stage now where it's time to start playing, and we're looking forward to that.
Mate, you mentioned the excitement of the upcoming trip to India, but what's your favourite memory of playing cricket here in New Zealand?
Personally, probably two things come to mind. The first one was my Test debut in Christchurch, and obviously it's a realisation of a dream for any cricketer who plays cricket in New Zealand. So to get my black cap was pretty special, and probably the last 2 years for Otago with the way we performed in the one-day game and the 2020 is something for me. I hold very highly. Being captain, I've been involved in Otago. Perform pretty ordinary at times, so to have their success and have such a great team spirit is something that I take a lot of pleasure from and a lot of enjoyment.
Mate, I think you've been a Dunedin boy, living in Dunedin, playing for Otago for over 10 years now. How do you spend your time off in Dunedin?
Don't get a lot of time off between working and playing cricket, but I've got two boys, so we try and get out. We live very close to St Clair Beach, so we get out there and spend a bit of time running along the sand, and the boys are brave enough to get into the water. I'm not so much myself. And just finding great things to do, when the weather's right. Dunedin's a fantastic place. Come out here to Larnach Castle. The boys love running around the gardens and trying to look for the ghosts. I stay well away. But plenty of things to do, and it's mainly family orientated for me. And if I get an opportunity, hopefully a couple of games of golf on our fantastic courses.
And what do you miss most about Dunedin when you're not here, when you're away travelling overseas and around the rest of the country?
The weather. I'd say just Dunedin is a city, but it's also a very small place. I miss I suppose it's easy to get around and how close everything is, but also I suppose the friendly nature of everyone in Dunedin. You walk down the street and everyone seems to be your friend. There's always a smile and everyone has time to say g'day, which when you go to some other places, not always the case.
And obviously you've mentioned limited time off, but when you do have some time off, some favourite restaurants and bars around the city?
Yeah, well, you head into Dunedin City, into the Octagon, and it's full of great bars now. It's turned into a great spot for dining and I suppose relaxing. For me, the restaurants, I love my curry. I love Little India, so get an opportunity to get down there a fair bit. And also enjoy going down to the Spates Ale House and enjoying a beer and a good feed down there. So they're probably a couple of places, and I'd say for a young student, obviously the place to go is the Garden Sports Tavern, AK known as Gardies, which is always something going on there. So if you get along to Dunedin, it's certainly a place you want to check out.
Well, mate, you leave for Australia in a couple of days, and I guess the serious stuff starts then. Can you talk us through what the next couple of weeks hold and your hopes for the team during the Airtel Champions League 2020 itself?
It's a little bit unknown, to be fair. We're going up against obviously some great sides, but for us, we're used to being a team and playing together and travelling around our country. It's going to be a new experience going to a new country, but we're excited by that. But also the realisation is you're going to a competition, and every time you're in a competition, you want to win it. We're no different. We're going over there to do as well as we can, and if we play well and play the way we can, we've got total belief that we can win it. So we've got a week ahead in Australia, which will be great to get out and get a little bit warmer weather than we've got here, and get on grass, get on some surfaces that will really aid us to get our preparation right. 3 games over there, and then it's off to India, which will be a new experience, but one that guys are looking forward to.
Well, thanks, mate. We'll sign off there from Larnach Castle in Dunedin, and no doubt we'll catch up with you again once we get overseas.
Thanks, Andy.